How's it going? This is Sean from the American Soccer Coach. This video is just going to be about the U.S. U-20 World Cup team now that the roster's been announced. I'm just going to pretty much talk about the players that are going to be on the roster, what my expectations of some of these individuals are, just kind of noting a couple of the key players that I think will do really well in the tournament. And then also for the team, like where can this team go? Like, are they going to be out in the group stage? Are they going to get to the quarters? Are they going to get to the semis? I'll kind of just give my opinion on it. So the team, you have David Ochoa in goal, you have Brady Scott in goal, you have CJ Dos Santos in goal, Sergino Dest at right back, McKenzie at center back, Chris Richards at center back, Keita at center back, Chris Gloucester at left back, Matthew Real at left back. In the midfield, you have Edwin Cerrillo, Brandon Servania, Paxton Pomykal, all of FC Dallas, Richie Ledesma at PSV, and Alex Mendez. Oh, you have Alex Mendez at Freiburg, and then you also have Chris Durkin at DC United. And then the forwards, you have Akindola at Toronto, Renix at New England, Soto at Hanover, Ulianas at Wolfsburg, Tim Way at PSG, and who am I missing? Conrad De La Fuente of FC Barcelona's academy. So those are your 21 players. In terms of looking at the roster, the only player that's not on the roster that I would have personally added to the roster would have been Julian Araujo of the Galaxy. I mean, he's gotten a couple first-team appearances, relatively limited minutes, but I thought that he did well. But the reason I would mainly add him is we don't have any depth at right back. So if Dest gets injured, Dest is a very good player, but if Dest gets injured or we need to rest him, like say we win both of our first two games in the group stage, we might want to rest a couple players. And I don't see a backup right back right now. So I would have taken Araujo because he could be that backup right back. And even if you need him to, he could play center back if needed. So I would have taken him instead of taking six wide players or forwards. I would have taken Araujo over maybe Renix or Akindola. So that's really the only thing. But again, Araujo wouldn't have been a starter. I would have definitely started Dest. So it's not really a big omission for me. Notable players for this tournament for the U.S. Obviously, Tim Weah is kind of the highlight, the guy that people are going to look at because he could be playing for the full national team. He's gotten a couple of appearances with PSG's team, but he's also played a decent amount with Celtic. He didn't play as much when Lennon took over, Neil Lennon. A lot of Celtic fans were actually pretty upset about that just because they didn't think that Neil Lennon gave him a fair shot just because he didn't want to play young players. He didn't want to play players on loan. That's what a lot of people in Glasgow were actually saying about that. So Weah is going to be one of the guys to look out for in the tournament. Alex Mendez was the U-20 CONCACAF qualifying player of the tournament. So Alex Mendez is definitely another one to look out for as either a number 10 or a number 8. Very good player. Richie Ledesma is going to be kind of going under the radar. He might not even start, but he's a very good player. Sergino Dest at right back, playing for Ajax. Good player. Chris Richards, center back. Paxton Pomykal is actually, he's obviously done pretty well for FC Dallas, so he's another one to look out for. In terms of where I see this team, how I see this team doing. So we have Ukraine, Qatar, and Nigeria as our 3 games. I think Ukraine's going to be a little bit underrated. Qatar is going to be very underrated. Aspire's Academy has done very well, especially the last 5 years, all the way up to the senior national team for Qatar. So I think they're going to be a little bit underrated going into this tournament. In Nigeria at U20 level is always a powerhouse. They're always a strong team. So I think that the talent of this group is going to be a little bit underrated. In saying that, I think the expectations for this team, talent-wise, I would say this is the best youth national team we've ever had. There's certain positions like center mid or the front 3 positions where we have a little bit of depth where I don't think we've ever had it before at youth level. There are other concerns though, like center back, McKenzie coming off of an injury, not having depth at outside back, at right back that kind of concern me. But yeah, I mean, we have a lot of talent this year. And so in saying that, I would say my minimum expectations of this team is I'm hoping they could at least make the quarterfinals. Anything past the quarterfinals would be amazing. I mean, if they can make the semifinals, I think that would be a pretty successful tournament. In terms of talent, I don't think that this is like a world-class youth national team that we have. It's a good team. I don't think this is like a France or a Portugal, who I would consider the 2 favorites of the tournament. So Again, if they can make the quarters, like a top 8, that would be great. If they can make the semis, that would be amazing. And again, you never know, because making the semifinals might mean just taking one chance and defending really well and making a couple stops. You need some luck to go there. So that's kind of my expectations. I would say I'm expecting them to make the quarterfinals, and anything past that would be amazing. So we will see how the tournament turns out. Again, the couple players I'm really looking out for would be Alex Mendez, Tim Weah, Richards, Dest. Probably the top 4 guys I would be looking out for. And we'll see. There are some guys that aren't going to be looked at as much, that if they have really good tournaments, I think it would be really good for them, like Sebastian Soto. Ochoa, if he starts in goal, is another one that, Richie Ledesma, I don't know if he's going to start, probably not. Off the bench, I think he can surprise a lot of people too. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think, and have a great day.